So I'm here in the Chowder Ness managed realignment site on the south bank. So this is an area which previously was agricultural land, and actually before that previously it was part of the floodplain, the natural floodplain for the Humber Estuary. What has happened with this site is this flood wall behind me here, which goes over there. It used to be part of the footpath connecting Barton to South Ferriby. This hole has been deliberately punched through it, and more banks behind it further inland built. And these sites, there's several of these sites around the estuary, these sites serve several different purposes. So the first one obviously is a flood risk management purpose. During really high tide levels, the water from the Humber will flow through this gap and fill this land, and that takes volumes of water out of the estuary and lowers water levels around certain areas. It's also a new habitat. So here they've changed the agricultural land into a new wetland habitat, and this is a perfect sort of habitat for migratory birds. And the third purpose is a legal one. If the Environment Agency want to build onto the estuary, they have a legal requirement to replace any intertidal area that they've taken with wetland like this. So these sites have been built across the estuary to kind of bank that replacement wetland habitats for future flood risk management schemes around the estuary, which might encroach upon the intertidal zone. So you join me as I've walked part way around the Chowder Ness managed realignment site. So I've just come from over there, from the Barton side, and I've walked around this bank here, and you can just see the inland bank, sort of the new defences they built inland to stop the water going further into this farmland just over there. And I'm standing on the bank here where I am, and you can see behind just the extent of the site and how it extends over into that corner and further over there into South Ferriby. So you can just get an idea of the volume of water that can be stored in this site when the water levels are high in the Humber. Now I'm just going to go and travel further onto the South Ferriby site and kind of show you across the extent of the breach over there, which is much bigger than the one we saw of the Barton site. So here I am on the South Ferriby side of Chowder Ness. You can see the Humber Bridge over there in the east, and you can just see the cement works there of South Ferriby to the west. And this is the breach right at the front of this site. And this breach is a lot bigger than the one we first saw on the Barton side. It's also a lot lower down, so the water doesn't need to be as high just to begin to fill the site from here. And you can see there are several becks around. There's one just immediately over there on the other side of the view, and then one further up there, which these becks and creeks kind of fill up with water first, and they create this this wetland, this sort of saline wetland intertidal environment, which is so important to many of the migratory birds and the wildlife around the Humber.